I can start whenever? Okay. Hello, everyone. Spider Piro or Spira here. It's great seeing so many passionate individuals who care about the planet and all of its inhabitants and earthlings together today in one spot. It just means there are people out there that truly care and want to make a difference for all. You truly are all modern day superheroes. A hero is someone who just doesn't give up, and that is a perfect description of all of you here today. As you all know, we've reached a breaking point where we really don't have much time left to do action for the future of the planet. Our current food system is not sustainable. It's growing the next pandemic, impacting the health of billions, creating antibiotic resistance, creating inequality among humans in terms of food, shortening our lifespans, causing massive environmental damage, and not to mention, I think importantly, taking and exploiting the lives of billions of innocent sentient beings who have not harmed us in any way. Animal agriculture itself is responsible for around 66% of all food's annual emissions, yet it provides only 18% of calories. This is extremely inefficient. It's time to move forward. We as humans are so creative and ingenious that if we put our heads together, we can solve any problem. Even the daunting and seemingly overwhelmingly problem of climate change, we can solve this. We must put aside corporate interests and focus on what's right for our planet and the beings that live on it. We must support the plant-based treaty and get world leaders to care about our planet and implement it as soon as possible. The plant-based treaty is a landmark international treaty and the first of its kind to put food systems at the heart of combating the climate crisis. The treaty aims to halt the widespread degradation of critical ecosystems caused by animal agriculture, to promote a shift towards a healthy, sustainable, plant-based diet, and to actively reverse the damage done to planetary functions, ecosystem services, and biodiversity. So it includes the three major R's, which includes relinquish, redirect, and restore. Some examples of demand one is relinquish, which means stopping the problem from increasing. So this means no more building of new animal farms and no more slaughterhouses. Protection of indigenous peoples, their lands, rights, and knowledge. No clearing of forests or ecosystems for animal grazing or farming of any kind. Demand number two, our second R, redirect. This is focused on eliminating the driving forces behind the problem. Includes transitioning away from animal-based foods to a plant-based system. Declaring a climate emergency. We have to join the 1,900 other local governments and 34 different other countries that have already done so. Food security being placed as a priority for all nations is very important, and making sure healthy food is accessible for all. And finally, demand number three is restore, which means actively healing the problem, which means resilience and mitigating climate change. So examples of this, reforestation projects being rolled out in appropriate ecosystems, using native tree species, reforestation and restoration of the oceans being prioritized by designating additional areas of oceans as zero fishing marine protected areas. I know a lot of us here watch Seaspiracy. I think it's a very important documentary. So if the oceans die, we die too. So we got to protect that too. We must not ignore and downplay how detrimental our current animal agricultural system is. This treaty is absolutely necessary. Like, we need it. There is a climate, ocean, and biodiversity crisis. Fossil fuels and animal agriculture are the driving force behind global warming. Biodiversity loss, deforestation, species extinction, water depletion, soil degradation, and ocean dead zones. Unfortunately, just addressing fossil fuels alone isn't enough. We have to focus our action on food systems too. That's where the plant-based treaty comes in. Carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide are all in the air. We must do something about this. This must be implemented for the future of our planet. The reality is that our future generations are the ones that have to solve this problem in the future. So we got to tackle this right now. We can't leave the whole burden on them. Our politicians must listen and make change. We as citizens must push for this change, and this should all be our number one demand. We only have one planet to live on. Let's treat it with respect. Thank you all for being here today. Like I said, you guys are all the real superheroes, and let's do this. We got this. Without this phone?
Yeah,
Okay.
or anything.
Okay.
Good. Okay, can you get a little bit? Come on, come on.